Okay, so now we will be working with some date, time, and round functions. So entering dates in Excel can be as easy as typing the parts of the date separated by slashes, such as 6/14/2017. However, when you want a date that automatically updates or you want to access part of the current date for a variety of reasons, Excel has a bunch of date and time functions, which we'll be working with here shortly. So Excel stores the date and time as a serial number, representing the number of days since January 1900, followed by a fractional portion of a 24-hour day. So for example, June 14th, 2017 is stored internally as 42,900. The time, for example, 3 o'clock p.m. is stored internally as 0.625. So the entire date and time in a serial number format is 42,900.625. So we're going to be using the today function to start out with. So we have in the past used the now function to access the system date and time, but the today function returns only the date. Both the functions are designed to update each time the worksheet is opened. The function takes no arguments, but it accesses the internal clock on your computer and displays the current date. So we're going to go up here to G3 here, and we're going to type equals today, and then 2 parentheses. Okay, we can also go to the formulas, insert function. We can type in today, and then press OK. And it takes no arguments. So it's 2/18/2019 from my system clock right now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to right click G3 and we're going to click Format Cells. Okay, so now what we have here is the Format Cells dialog box. And we're going to make sure that number is selected, and we're going to make sure date is selected. We are going to find the one that says 14 March 12. Then press OK. Okay, another function that we might be using is, or that we will be using, is the round function. So the round function is used to round numbers to a specified number of decimal places. Okay, so we are going to be doing formulas to round specific cells the way we want to round them. We're going to round them to 2 decimal places, while the average will be rounded to 4 decimal places. So we're going to select a cell D5 here and type equals round B5 plus B5 times C5, comma 2. So what that's going to do is it is going to come up with the 1.02. So what we did was we did B5 plus B5 times C5 rounded to the 2 decimal places. Now we're going to drag the fill handle down to copy it down from D6 to D12. Okay. So now we're going to select cell F5 and do equal round parentheses D5 plus D5 times E5 rounded to 2 decimal places, giving us 1.05. And then we are going to go to G5 and type in equals round C5 plus E5 divided by 2, 4 decimal places. So that is what we are going to be doing here. So basically what we did here was we added the 2017 expense plus the 2017 expense times the 2018 percent and change. Now remember, we're going to be changing these, so we want to make sure we make the formulas consistent. So we're going to select cells F5 through G5, and we're going to drag the fill handle to bring it down to F12 to G12. So you can kind of see with our rounding, we made it to 2 decimal places here. Okay, so we have 2 decimal places, 0.05. We went up to 4 here, so 0.0405. So that's the round function. So basically what we're doing is we're taking the functions and we're rounding it a specific way rather than just going up here. We could just do this too. Up here, the increase and decrease decimal. However, this is just another function that we can use. Alright, cell B13. We're going to add a sum. So we are going to click the sum function. So we're going to go to sum, and we're going to select B5 through B12 to get 36. Okay, so you'll notice that there's a little green flag here, and it says it's basically a trace error. And the reason why it reported it is because when you use the sum function, Excel assumes that all continuous numbers should be summed in case the range B4 through B12. But since we changed the range from B5 to B12, Excel flagged it as a potential error. So because there's a number here, the sum function was like, oh, there's a number, so let's add all of these, except that this isn't actually a number, it's a column heading. So that's why that's there. So just go ahead and ignore that. In cell D13, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go to the sum function, and we're going to change this from D5 to D12, and then press enter. Okay, F13, sum this, and then there we go. So that's our totals for these numbers here. So we're going to go ahead and save. Now we didn't, I don't know, I didn't do this, but we're going to make sure we save here. We're going to save it as inside our, I did it in my Office 2016 tutorials and projects. You're going to do it in your R2D2. You're going to make a folder called Module 4, and you're going to save this as Concert Venues Consolidated, and then your name. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a break from this.